knowledge is present. I will have to use a different kind of a lens to see it. It is available to everybody. Any human has not created, and unlimited possibilities. Once you start with this understanding, then solving an issue is going to be only a situational thing there. You are not going to take that load on you. Okay, so on that premise, let me get to the. So this is the request from my side is the first thing, all that we need to know is within. This is not a philosophical statement. Like how Newton had the same pair of eyes, but he looked at the apple falling differently. Just keep that example with you. That also was within him. By grace, it got opened. And what was happening? Observation holds the key. While children, we saw sun raised in the east. We observed, we wrote exams, scored great marks. Once you grew up, you saw sunrise and sunset happening in the same Kanyakumari beach. How is it possible? If sun is rising this side, it should be setting the other side. But how is it possible? When you ask one more question, you discovered that this fellow is rotating, sun is stationary. Then what is stopping the knowledge to emerge is our existing knowledge. And in many of the teachers I observed, including my teacher, he says that the most dangerous word to tell in any conversation or in any situation is I know. And he told it practically. He said, when you are interacting with the people in any system, right? The moment you say I know, something switches off in them, it appears. Though they are not blocking it, please remember. So what the teacher said is, something cosmically will switch off the learner's thing. The teacher will not consciously switch off. Please understand, because in tradition, teacher is not the personality. It's like a channel through which knowledge is flowing. So he said in the tradition also, the moment the I know, volke, that word comes, knowledge is stopped. So this is very, very important for us to understand. So when you say allow knowledge to emerge, we have to constantly have a learner's or a beginner's mindset. That is what is meant by these three rules. Okay. Now, you all have your pen and paper, right? Just take 2 minutes. One leadership situation that still occupies your mental space. Now, before we proceed further, blessing in disguise, we are less people. So those of you who have not yet spoken, can you define what is leadership? Yeah, Rashmi.
What is coming to my mind right now is to be able to, in a team, to be able to find out who is the right fit for which job so that each one of them enjoy the job and the organization benefits from the output.
Okay. Two more. Yeah, Rohit.
In my understanding, leadership, one of the responsibilities of a leader is to show way, show the path. And it can be for self, leading yourself, leading others. It applies to both.
Yeah, Ruchi. You have to unmute.
I see leadership as the ability to influence and inspire in addition to guiding. Influence and inspire towards a shared goal. The visionary might be the leader, but then it has to, his or her ability to make it a shared goal and inspire and influence others to work towards a cause or work towards something. That is how I see leadership. And it can be self, team, business, country, the whole globe.
What stops us from including family in this?
Doesn't it should be there. Family, community, everything should be there. Yep.
So when Rashmi mentioned a system, right? You use the word. So leadership, basically, traditionally we see as knowing when to lead and when to be led. It's a two-way street. And like charity begins at home, it begins here. There is less stake, we think, but the whole life we work for keeping that small system together. Yeah, Rama?
I wanted to give something that I definition rooted in our Indic wisdom. Again, it is the Ichha, Jnana, and Kriya. The will to accomplish something, the knowledge to accomplish it, and the action plan to eventually accomplish it. Wherever, however, whichever role it is, even if it is a small baby trying to roll over, or a aged man who is trying to recover from a illness. It could be anything, or from getting a small cycle repaired to buying Mercedes as a company. Also, everything comes in this spectrum.
So now, with this, let's go back to the slide. In case, if you have omitted friends, family, and only thought about a situation which is official, I'm inviting you again to take some couple of minutes to figure out a situation that is occupying your mental space. Just show a thumbs up once you're now. Only one concept going to introduce now, which many of us here are already aware. Based on that concept, we will try to unfold this particular topic. Okay. The first thing is we saw the three attributes of knowledge itself. And if you see technically, this is the second concept. So those of you who are part of our sessions for the first time, please note down this definition of dharma. So in the light of this definition, again, look at that situation and just keep it with yourself. Now, we are going to break you into pairs, okay? Random, no match fixing, random only. And then I'm going to show you two questions. You note it down and you discuss for 4 minutes amongst you, and then we'll come back. And one of you, please be mindful of time. In our programs, what we do is think once in a while that silence is also a discussion partner. So if wherever pause is needed, you give it. And one of you take charge of managing the time. Okay. Yeah, Ishita, you can.
Yeah, I'll put everyone in the
Two per room.
Two. We'll create 10. We are 20 people right now. So Krishna sir, you and I will also be in one of the rooms. All right.
1 second. I'd like to show you the questions. So you had a situation, right? And the definition has three main attributes: supports, sustains, and enables. These are the three attributes. Because in a situation, when you want to establish it back to normalcy, it's actually getting to the dharma of the situation. What is right, apt in that has to be brought back. And the second question is, out of these three attributes, what is noticeably missing? So you can have a discussion and then we will come back in 4 minutes. So handing over to Shita.
Yeah, I'll start putting people to the breakout rooms.
Yeah. So please note down the questions.
I've shared a screenshot, people, of the questions in the chat. Please download the chat, keep it open with you, so you have the questions handy.
I have a question. I just want to understand what exactly does question 1 mean? What attributes are being emphasized in that situation? Is that so?
Yeah.
So, for instance, if I have a particular situation or a challenge, I will have to look at those attributes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the second one is what is missing in that situation.
Yeah. If things are balanced, that situation would not have arisen.
Okay.
Requesting you to join the rooms. Yeah. I'll be taking the note of time, sir. 3
Yeah.
minutes. 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I'll start putting everyone going to various rooms and asking people to start wrapping up the discussion. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Meanwhile, bear with me. I'll go to different rooms, come back again, and try to interact with them. All right. See you soon. Krishna sir, 3 minutes are over. Should we give them a last broadcast and tell them to wrap up the discussion? And we'll be wrapping up in next 30 seconds.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. I think it's time. I'll start blinking back. Within 60 seconds, everyone will be back. Okay, looks like that we have everyone in the breakout, in the session back now.
One more missing.
The rooms are closed. I see one is missing, but yeah, they are lost in transition, I guess. Not sure. Let me check it.
Whose breakout roommate is missing?
No, all the rooms are closed and everyone have moved out. Somebody would have dropped out.
I think my partner is not visible in the participants.
Who was it?
If I remember correctly, he was not on video, but I could see the name as Ashwin. Oh, he's back.
He's back. As it happens in every program, not just ours, people appear more happy in the breakout rooms than in the, particularly when they come out, generally there is a smile. This is a universal phenomenon, I think. So what we can do is maybe 30 seconds, each of you share. Then one more activity is also there. Don't wait, we'll lose time. Just go ahead. And when you complete, you nominate somebody. Like life and leadership situation doesn't come by turns. They just present before you. So whoever goes, yeah, Satya, you are unmuted.
Yeah, sir. Lydia ma'am was my partner. So we had gone to the breakout room 4 and, instantly ma'am and self-learn Lalita Sahasranamam from sir. Actually, we used to have this session, almost every night from Monday to Friday, wherein sir teaches us Lalita Sahasranamam. In fact, we took that itself as the example to analyze the 3 attributes and also what is actually missing. If I can quickly summarize, the definition says 3 things. One is support, sustain, and enables. So for us to, participate in this class every night, we need actually support of our family members, right? Whatever activity that we were supposed to be doing, they kind of take it up from us and they understand that we are, this class is important. So they do it instead of us. So that is the way they kind of support us. The second is sustainability. So this class happens, 5 days a week. So can this support be given all the 5 days a week, or, is there really a particular time wherein, they are asking us not to attend, or we are in a situation where we are unable to attend? So that is with regard to the sustainability of the support being given. And third is enablement or enablers. I mean, how do they actually enable us through their support and sustainability? Is for this particular class, we need silence. Right. So they kind of let us go quiet, they don't disturb us or they don't talk, so that, we can attend the class, with full focus and learn. So this is the third aspect of, the definition of dharma in our situation or in our example. What is noticeably missing in our understanding is how this is done. I mean, how is this support being given, or how is this sustainable, or, how is this, how can the enablers be in place? Is something that is not being spoken of in this meaning or in this definition of dharma in our situation. And ma'am also had her thoughts wherein she said it is expectations that is actually bogging us down. That is my own expectation of achieving a particular goal or attaining a particular goal, that is coming in between me and my goal. So this is what is the summary of our discussion, sir.
So Lydia's chance is over. So you have taken the time. You appoint somebody else.
Oh, I appoint Bhavani, ma'am.
Okay, so we discussed about, personal family as leadership in family context, and I let my partner share his. But from my perspective was, the role of as a mother, trying to how do you lead in a situation where each child is a system. Your relationship with each child is a system, and how you lead that system in support, sustain, enable. I think I don't know whether I'm doing enough enabling because sometimes you end up doing too much for them. At the same time, I think through lessons, I'm increasingly able to let go. So one of the key attributes I think is withdrawal or letting go of the outcome is actually the enabler of the sustainer of the system. To sustain the system as a parent, letting go of the clinging to the outcome is one of the most important sustaining attributes. I think missing is for me enabling for them to be more self-sufficient. I'll just share. So Rohit, you can go ahead.
Please don't highlight me. It's about them who are sharing. I am not able to take this highlight out.
Sure.
How-
Right.
Right. So we spoke about the situation with my father's health, and I took up the lion's share of the entire time, only to realize that it is my system which I need to work upon. That was the only thing which came out for me in that short time that we had. Thank you.
Whom are you nominating next, Rohit? You have to unmute yourself.
Ajit Bidekar.
Oh, thank you. I would like to invite Arvind to share his perspective. We briefly talked about what does leadership mean for us, but we couldn't pinpoint as to what is missing. But I'll invite Arvind to share. This is the first time he's joining this, so I will invite him to speak.
Yeah, thank you, Ajit. Frankly speaking, when we interacted, I was mostly talking about the mental roadblock because when anything comes with leadership or anything related to this, most of the time our thoughts goes to the Western side of the leadership concepts. So basically, for me, it was the very first time I'm getting exposed to this Indic concept. So my conversation with Ajit was more on how I am myself not able to see the things on the perspective of Dharma. And so more or less it was on those lines only. Basically, my own inability to see things in the different spotlight, to be honest. Yeah, that's from my side, to be honest.
Please nominate someone to share their discussions with us.
I'll go ahead, Shubhangi. Invite her.
Yeah, thank you. So for me, I mean, the main thing that has always been about it's been about work situation, and what often occupies my mental space is the struggle that we have with the higher leaders telling us about to be innovative in order to sustain the service that we offer. And I feel that often in this rush to innovate, the aspect of support and enabling gets missed out. So that was my perspective. I would pass on to my partner. Maybe she can add to it.
Sure. Thank you, Shubhangi. So in our discussion, from my end, it was about first acknowledging that we live in a world where there is a lot of dependencies, which involves there has to be times where a lot of letting go has to happen. But what is the right balance when you let go and when you address? Because letting go sometimes also comes at the cost of your own peace. So in this case, dharma would be directed towards the self. Now, how do we do that? Was when we were reluctantly pulled out of the breakout rooms. So we were yet to discuss that, but that is what we discussed. I'll nominate Ruchi.
Hello, everyone. So I shared my open confusion with my partner, Anindita. I felt like verbs sustain, support, and enable are not attributes. I generally associate attributes with, visheshanya, kind of an adjective. All of these were doing words. Somehow I'm not able to associate doing words with labels. Doing words are very action oriented. They are not like a state. But even then, we did discuss that. I talked about the fact that I have been wanting to build my website and I don't. And I talked about how, because my business still sustains and the sustaining is happening, maybe the need to enable it is not as strong. So sustenance is being highlighted, whereas enablement is being kind of not being given as much attention. I think that's what I thought. I would hand over to Anindita. Anindita, would you like to take forward?
Yeah, just give it a shot. So basically, my problem statement is a business, and so out of the three attributes, currently, I'm doing too much or enough support, but I'm struggling. The main highlights are sustenance and enabling. So that's where what we were discussing in the breakout room. And that's what came out for me through this exercise. So that's about from my side.
You nominate someone.
Yeah, I nominate Ramaji.
Namaskaram. I was with Shanti ji in the breakout room. Interestingly, we both were the first couple of people who spoke. And I will give mine and then I'll request her to take it forward. For me, I am not in a full-time job and I'm still figuring out a lot of things that I want to do and I'm experimenting. That's how I am here also. So one of the projects that, I have recently dealt with and which is on my mind today especially was, I'm supporting a friend in, getting his works done, but then he's not consistent. So I realized that, to help him, enable him be consistent and help him accomplish his projects, I take up different roles. Sometimes I become mentor, sometimes I become his junior, then sometimes I become his senior. So things like that. And this was a very interesting revelation. And that is where, I saw that is how I have become his support and enabling system. However, there is still that sustaining factor missing in the project itself. So this is my understanding and revelation and sharing. Requesting Shanti Garu. Shanti ji.
Sure. Thank you, Shanti ma'am. Hello, everyone. So my partner was Pujita. So we were discussing about our work situations. I'll discuss mine and then I'll make it forward so that she can discuss her situation. Leadership to me has always felt that being there for your team. And that is what I tried to do. But today I had an eye-opening situation where I realized maybe I was supportive, but the situation that we were in, it was not a situation that can be sustained for long, and neither was I enabling them in any way, or neither was I getting enabled. So it was both. They were not getting enabled and wasn't it was not there for me either. So I think that was a learning for me today. Pujita,
Thank you,
over to you.
Akanksha. Hello, everyone. So I discussed a work situation along with Akanksha. So the situation is that my team is kind of going to be overwhelmed with the work that is passed on to us from the previous shift. That is happening because of the change in leadership in the other shift, the previous shift. So I'm trying to support them to ensure they get all the support needed for doing their work, and at the same time ensuring we get a better share of work than unfinished work from the previous shift. So yeah, I think the with respect to the other attribute of sustaining, the issues is sustaining, unfortunately. But what is missing, I believe, is enablers, somebody who enables to better the situation. Thank you. And I would like to nominate Aditya.
Thank you. Vaishnavi ji and myself, we were together in one of the rooms, and I would like to speak mine, and then I would pass over to Vaishnavi ji. So what struck was when Krishna ji, you mentioned like when knowing when to lead and when to be led. So it's more on both family as well as in work context. So I've always been led, but not knowing when to lead. So not speaking out when I have to or when it is required. Though I was thinking that it's a sustainable and also support that I provide. But after listening to all of you, and especially that it is neither supportive, it doesn't enable, and it is not at all sustainable. So I have, and that is what I'm taking with me.
Vaishnavi, you can start. I think his signal is a bit patchy.
Sure, thank you. For me, it was about someone who constantly wanted solutions to their problems, but they were not willing to introspect. So according to them, others were not doing what they were supposed to be doing. How do we get them to do what they were supposed to be doing with little responsibility or accountability or ownership for their actions? So I realized that I was supporting them, but if I do not enable them in the long run, it would not be sustainable. This is what I have realized through this discussion. I would now like to invite Ashwin to share his thoughts and the outcome of their discussion.
Am I audible?
You are audible.
Yeah. Thank you. Actually, I'm traveling, so I'm not able to come on camera. But is it okay? I can speak. Am I audible?
Yes, Ashwin, you are audible. Please share.
Yeah. So I was paired up with Rashmi Narayan. So first, I would like to talk about my situation. So my situation was from the work front, wherein it was all about delegating a project this time to somebody who is a subordinate, so that that person can take the responsibility this time and take the lead and initiative. So based on the aspects which are to be emphasized is one thing is responsibility, and that person, the readiness should be there, and it should more or less come as an opportunity. So what I felt was maybe missing when I took an initiative was the proper communication, because the person who took the responsibility thought that maybe I was giving it out of pressure and not as a way to take a lead on the project. So so I felt that the communication is something what had to be given importance here. So that was the situation what I had worked on. And over to if she is there.
Yes, I'm here. I chose to speak of a family situation, and in which I emphasized how I wanted another person to take responsibility and take lead in putting forth actions. And what I found missing was my own sense of responsibility there. And this came as a big revelation to me, because in the activity before that, when the speaker asked us to think of a situation, I initially spoke of a work situation and then I changed it to a family situation. I realized I'm absolutely opposite in the work and family situation, which is a revelation this time. And I would also like to mention something I noticed when Ashwinji was sharing his situation. I think it was quite similar to mine, but I saw negatives in my situation while he also wanted to pass down responsibility, but however, with a very positive connotation. So I think these were the few observations I had. Let me nominate Mr. Rohit Srimal, if you have not gone.
I've already spoken.
Okay, sorry, I think I'm losing track now.
I think we all have spoken.
All are spoken. So Rashmi's conclusively said that though the situation was similar, what happened, the how was interpreted differently. Okay, so this is a live example of how things happen. If we try to say this is how it has to happen, then it will become a top-down and people will stop thinking. Okay, so this is one small observation. Now, again, we need to remember one small sentence, which is, we are responsible for the role, what we play. We should not become that role. Responsible for that role. When you don't come out of that role, when you come home, you behave like a CEO. When you go to office, you behave like a broomstick. This is very, very important. So you have to take responsibility for the role, but don't become the role. You be you. Role is just a hat you have to wear. Okay, so that just thought I will share. And going ahead, we may not be, going ahead, we may not ask from everybody. Whoever is ready, we can immediately ask. So amongst yourself, organize how to respond, who will respond. Okay. Yeah. Now let me.
I have a question just to understand out of curiosity. How did we arrive at this definition for dharma? Because in my understanding, dharma is something else. It's about righteousness. It's about doing what needs to be done at that point of time. Doing the right thing. Yeah, that's the vague understanding that I have when it comes to dharma. How did we arrive at this definition? Could you please explain that?
One explanation is, without giving the pramana, answer you already mentioned. Can you speak all that one or last two sentences? What according to you is dharma?
Doing the right thing.
Ha.
The righteousness. Yeah.
What defines
right.
defines what is right?
The context, the situation.
So that is where we have to derive. And this, the key is given in Yajnavalkya Smriti. Smriti means the texts which are written by the ancients of how we have to live in this particular era. Okay. For example, you have ISO 9000, then 14,000 standards, right? Like that, which was not present before the industrial era. That time also they were doing production. So when things got streamlined, you have standard texts, which interpret the same, but in an intelligible way because it is given to the masses. Like that, when we spoke about Veda and the attributes, that is called Shruti, which is heard, which is unchangeable. The three attributes are unchangeable, correct? But what is Smriti? What your Google is doing. Google was not present, ChatGPT was not present 5,000 years before. If you see, it is giving you everything the way what you needed today. Like that, Smriti texts are written by our masters so that we interpret how the knowledge can be applied today. So the Shruti text from which we have derived the base definition for dharma is Yajnavalkya Smriti plus from Bhagavad Gita. These are the texts. And your question is very right. This is how we question and learn in the tradition. Thank you. So now let's go to the next set of, this is what we saw now, right? Now, many of you explained even this question also, but this, I want you to go a little deeper, and in the particular situation you faced, what decision was made and what were you protecting? Now, what's going to happen is we are going to send half of you into one room. You are going to be the speakers. Some of you will be retained in this room. They are going to listen out. Okay. So 9 of you, Ishita? 9.
I am preparing
9
the
of you,
meeting rooms.
you send them into one room. Yeah. Meanwhile, I am displaying the question again. So in that situation, what decision was made and what were you protecting? If you want, you make 9 rooms, Ishita, and send people there. And in a second, we will send others also once we tell them what is to be done in that room.
Yeah, let me create 2 meeting rooms and half of the people can go to one breakout and the other one. Bear with me. I'm going to open the rooms and you'll be moved to another room.
Yeah. Half of them need to be here.
Yeah. Is it possible that we go to one of the meeting rooms and tell them what needs to be done?
Yes. So you put me in one room. I can show this.
I can put you, I am going to put you to room 2.
Pujita is here. She has to be set.
No, she'll go now. I'm going to put you in room 2. Okay?
Yeah.
You'll go now.
Ishita? Ishita, job is done. You have to now pair them with people there.
Oh, I will pair the people of room 2 with the people of room 1.
Yeah. You are in the toughest leadership
Yes.
situation today.
Certainly, yes. Yeah. How much time will the other room get?
Once, not the other. For example, you need to pair Shubhangi here, there with Rashmi in that room. Like that. We need to get 9 rooms and place them in those rooms. You take a screenshot of them so that pairing will be easy for you.
Yes, that's what I was doing.
Hope all of you took down the questions, right? Yeah. So I'm leaving this room.
Right. The people, I'm going to close the room so we all come back and we can be moved to another breakout room in pairs. Other people have, other room have got another few more seconds for them to come out of that breakout room. And then after that, do we have Akansha Rasavri with us here? Akansha. Akansha, I will need some help. I've sent 2 screenshots in our team chat. Can you give me the first 2 names from breakout room 1 and 2 so that I can keep pairing them?
Akansha and Asabri.
All right, give me a minute. Let everyone come back so that all the rooms can be closed and we can start doing this.
Take only 3 minutes, including everything, because one person is going to talk. Maximum 3 minutes.
All right.
What are we doing next?
No idea.
All right, I'm going to create the breakout rooms. Akansha, Asabri, I'm going to put you at the end so that you can still help me with the names of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you give me the next 2 names?
Yes. Aditya and Ajit.
Aditya and Ajit. All right. Aditya, Ajit, I'm going to assign you to another room. Next 2 names, please.
Arvind and Anandita.
Next 2 names, please.
Ashwin and Bhavani.
Next 2, please.
So I'll leave Krishna sir, right?
Yes.
Okay. So leaving Krishna sir, leaving you, it's going to be Lydia and Pujita.
Next one.
Rama and Rashmi.
All right. Rohit and Ruchi.
Rohit and Ruchi. Yes.
Then Satyanarayan and Shanti Sharma.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Shubhangi and Vaishnavi.
Vaishnavi. All right, people, I've assigned the rooms to all of you and I'm going to open them all. Krishna sir, do you have any instructions for everyone before I put it up?
They are equipped.
Wonderful.
Just to clarify, I was supposed to discuss these two questions again.
You will know in the room.
Okay.
All right, guys. 3 minutes for all of you.
Ishita, should I
You will be asked to
join?
join. Yes, please do. Thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much, Akansha.
I got an invite. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Lydia, you can also join, I think.
I think I was logged out of the meeting and came back.
Okay,
Now
let
Ishita
me
will
move you to
share
that
that.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just
Hi, Ishita.
invite Lydia to this room. Bear
Okay,
with me
sure. Thank you.
to move you to breakout board.
Thank you.
I do not have the option to resend you to any to this meeting room number 4 for some reason.
Maybe she can log off and log in.
Yeah, can you do that, Lydia?
Yes.
I think 10, 15 minutes we may overshoot.
Okay. Activities and breakout rooms also took some time.
Yeah. And then people share, no? They miss the 30-second mark.
Yeah.
That generally.
Whichever room I'm going to, I see the recording following that room. So I have to come out as soon as possible. Pujita's still alone in that breakout room. I'll go notify her.
Yes.
Hi, Pujita.
Hi, Ishita. I'm the only one in this room. What is the activity?
I have no clue. Even I could not hear it. What I'll do is I'll try to put you in a different room so that you can get some idea of what is happening. I'm going to put you in another room, room number 1. Yeah.
All right.
See you there. Krishna said Pujita was alone in the room number 4. Lydia is still trying to join in. So I have put her to room number 1 so she can experience something of this activity. We already have some people back. I'll just remind them that we will be closing the meeting room soon.
Interestingly, my first thought it was no individual situation defines me. This is an invalid question. Maybe a set of situations can define me, but situations don't define me. And I think it generally doesn't define people. So we had an interesting conversation around that. Thank you for triggering that.
30 more seconds before all the participants. Hi, Lydia. Thanks for joining back. We just wrapped up this activity. Yeah, I think we all are back here. Krishna, sir, back to you.
Yeah. It was just idea of how real life happens. Doesn't happen in any template or in a sequence. What is going to happen next, we don't know, right? Now you got an idea of how the base of Dharma is, and realigning and looking the same situation with the different eyes. I'm also going to give you a slide by which you have to identify out of the 4 mentioned, what actually drives your decision to now. Okay. And remember, there is no right or wrong answer. The answer depends on where you are in life and what your experiences are. But there are 4 points again given. It is again from our wisdom only, basically from Mahabharata. But I'm going to present those 4 points before each of you. So for you personally, what drives your decision? Because interestingly, one of you mentioned the way you operate at home is different. The way you are operating out of home is different, right? But when you ask you as an individual, what actually drives your decision? You can rank these. Remember till now, before you entered the session. Now that you have understood that you are playing a role, you should not become that role. And gone through a few questions and exercises. How would you like to reorganize this your preferred order now.
I can go next. Since now
Please hold on.
Pardon?
Please hold on.
Yeah.
Just note it down. Once I finish some more, then we can. These two ways you can approach. If there was a shift, not a forceful shift, what shifted? If it is status quo, we don't need to worry, because remember, there's no, again, I'll repeat, there is no templated or linear solution when we study like this through Indic wisdom lens. Some of you, nothing would have changed. Absolutely possible. Suppose if the order shifted, what shifted? No need to tell anybody, because it's your personal journey. Later, I will again ask you, in case you know that you have to shift, but something is stopping you, identify that.
Hmm.
Can I move to the next? Yeah. Now, these four are the valid goals of life. Each of us will have our own priority. And we call this as Artha, Kama, Dharma, and Moksha. And you have to extrapolate this for whatever you are doing. Suppose in a role, you want to be the center of authority, apart from taking the responsibility, you would never let go. It is difficult for you to groom somebody. For everything, people have to come back to you. So you are not at all comfortable with freedom. You will be very poor in grooming people. But still, you may be working as per dharma. What is right, do the taxation, give right promotion, do everything perfect. But what is a leader? Leader is one who can quickly make them redundant. Not making a clone, stepping in and stepping out at will, that freedom should be there. If you are the center point in everything which is happening in your life, it's going to be burden. So you have to value freedom so that you can enable that in others. Okay. So if you are only working for stability, sometimes you may compromise, you may not speak up. Anyway, they are giving me good salary. I am in good terms with my boss. Stability is important to me. So in the name of stability, security, you have the bills to pay, you will compromise dharma. If excitement and comfort of a corner office or a particular vehicle or a particular title, then again, it will not free you from that. Role is always playing on your mind. Every situation is dealt with that agenda, that lens you are wearing. And many of us reach up to dharma. We do the right things. We are grammatically right. Our syntaxes are perfect. We tick all the boxes. We are the perfect go-to person. But again, our system says don't stop there. Dharma is a rhythm, maintenance, sustaining maintenance. At some point, we need to become redundant. Unless you train yourself to be redundant while alive or while playing that role, in the name of supporting and sustaining and enabling the system, we are actually letting down the system. So this is how all are valid goals of life. But in that situation, are you grooming someone? Are you enabling someone? Are you allowing to lead someone? Are you relinquishing that responsibility and moving ahead? Earlier, it was a bit easy because we followed the Varnashrama. After Brahmacharya, we went to Grihastha. After Grihastha Ashrama, we relinquished that and we went into Vanaprastha. Today, people are working till they die. One is they like it. Second, some are pushed to do that. So there is no right or wrong answer then. So I'm inviting each of you to question, how comfortable are you to become free and just get into the role, come out of the role? Like how you peel a jackfruit, you prepare yourself, peel the jackfruit, then come out, wash your hands and enjoy the jackfruit. Don't get entangled in that role. Just think. I'm inviting all of you to think. Because each of us here are at a different stage in life. Sometimes the money what we earn is necessary to maintain life, not if not lifestyle. So each of us will have lot of things going on within. But at some point, unless we start easing out by creating systems without making anyone a clone, helping people, enabling, supporting for them to take their own decisions, leadership will become a burden. I have seen at many homes, even the grocery list has to be vetted by the person who is thinking they are providing for the family. Very simple. I am giving you thought to think. In the name of enabling, we interfere and make people dumb. Okay, so that is one thought. The next is this. In that situation which you brought out, you can write down that one sentence you avoided saying in that particular situation. Some situation is mind playing in your mind space, right? This is again for you. What if you had spoken? What if you have stood up? Okay. Now you got it right, but the real work starts now. You have to rewrite that. You don't need to give justification to anybody because that is gone. And you don't need to defend yourself for why you did what you did in that situation. It's a typo error. It's not emergency. It is emerging now. You write down how that situation is emerging now. For example, in that particular tough situation, if you had spoken this, what would have changed? Correct? For that, you don't need to beat yourself, don't need to praise yourself, just a plain truth. And if you have written both that statements, just observe after you've gone through the idea of how knowledge emerges, how dharma, understanding of dharma becomes important, and how it is all the four types of goals are equally valid. That is why I said you don't need to give any reason or excuse for the way you were in that situation. Because in that situation, you didn't have the knowledge which was shared with you today. Because most of the time, we waste our time by justifying. We don't need to justify. And please note down these 3 questions. As we started, you would have observed all the questions are what-based questions. And there is no hurry to write the answers because many times questions are more important. Please let know if you have taken down. I'll go to the next. So just rephrase. And again, this is unique to each of us. How you see leadership is unique to you. It is devoid of any framework.
Yeah, there are some messages in the chat, Krishna sir,
I just
mentioning that.
That's fine. And don't rush into finding answers immediately. We have to live with the questions. And if you notice, the more higher responsibility we have, we will have more questions than answers. And we should start learning to live with the questions, because another, taking a cue from a teacher, he always tells that we need not be the answer to all the questions. And we don't need to answer all the questions asked by us. These are all clearly mentioned in the tradition. Because when you and I feel that we are the answer to every situation, to every person's problem in life, we will become a problem to ourselves. We cannot be that person to everybody. And even for the same person, In every situation, we can't be the answer. And second is learning to live with the questions. Because in the Upanishadic times, the question was given, the student lived with it till they realized. In the urge to find answers only, we need ChatGPT, Google, we call somebody, right? It is okay. We can live with some questions. So from the start to end, just observe. And I'm just going to take a minute to show you the epistemological approach which was used. I mentioned Shanti that in public, first time I'm doing this because I owe this to her personally. So Shanti, with your permission, I'm just sharing it. This is how we do. First is we learn to grasp the situation through various means. When we study Vedanta, we are asked to assume the role of the person who doesn't know what is reality, because that is the reality. Then the teacher tells us, so when you're approaching the study of the self, which is capital S, the reality, only three are available: Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. That is, you listen to the truth from the teacher, mull over it, ruminate over it, and be established in the truth after clearing the doubt with the teacher. There, this system works because only one thing about we are going to study. When you turn the drishti, the world Prakriti, the Divine Mother, hues of colors are there. When you go towards the truth, it's only white color, right? Like a prism. When you turn this side, the variety is humongous. Nobody can say this many colors are there. So the life is a bit different. So in the modern industrial era and the classroom education of today, the teacher is assuming, the trainer is assuming that they know something which the learners don't know. They have a framework which will be the answer to the questions. But the truth is somewhere in between. So what we do is we respect the person's intelligence who is sitting before, that they have the ability to discover it themselves, and each can grasp truth in their own way. So grahana, the grasping, becomes the first step. Then smarana, because once you grasp it, then you have to recall from your existing knowledge and trying to consolidate it. After that, you have to discriminate and differentiate it. That is where the Viveka comes in. What to do at this point, what to do at the other point. Then you will have insights emerging, because you have to synthesize all that which is happening to you. Then you will know, yeah, if I drink water, the thirst is quenched. It is like a research report kind of a knowledge. One more step you have to go is you drink water and realize directly that drinking water quenches the thirst. So what I will do is, I will map the activities to this and send a small sheet to Grow with Satori team, and then just go through that and see if you can also start implementing in your own way this particular model. Okay, though it is called a krama, not krama, it is a spiral, because learning is in spiral in our tradition. So that is all I have to share with you. Okay. Thank you all for the patience. Like all of you, I was also not knowing what will happen next. Those of you who know me know that is very generally our sessions are. Thank you.
Anybody else who wants to share about their experience during this session?
If I may speak, I think it was quite insightful, and I was actually able to think of a certain situation at my workplace and go through the whole process of understanding what is actually being conveyed. So thank you. It's quite practical and I think applicable in life. So thank you very much.
If I can take a minute quickly to summarize, sir wonderfully actually blended the real life situations with our Indic wisdom or the knowledge given by the Vedanta. right? It was not only practical. When we sit back and think, it is actually applicable in most of the situations. And sir didn't give a particular answer saying that if you do this, it will become, he didn't give something like a pill, like a sarvaroga nivarini, as they say. It all depends on the situation. But what sir's session has made, maybe what I feel is, it has made me to think, that is, what is the best thing to be done in each and every situation. End of the day, as they say, dharma, the situational dharma might change from one context to the other, but the fundamental dharma remains the same across each and every situation. I think, sir has wonderfully provided us a food for thought to think further, and do what is best that takes us to the goal. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for this.
Adding to what Satyanarayana actually mentioned, he and I were the first one to join the session. Of course, I was managing the admin part. I was supposed to be there, but then I was surprised to see Satyanarayana being available at such a starting stage. Akansha, you raised your hand.
So at the start of the session, I was feeling very lost as to what can I expect. This was the first time I was attending a session, held by Krishna sir. Going to take away from today's session is going that I need not have, or I need not get the answers for all my questions. This is a very personal thing for me at the moment, that I may not get the answers for whatever is happening, but it's okay to live with the question. I think that's what is going to stay with me after today's session. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Akansha. Rashmi.
I'm still experiencing the afterwards of the insights that were initiated by Krishnaji. I feel just like others, each concept that was explained today, I could relate it back to family, social circle, organization, and link how I could actually take decisions now which are based on the dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and I don't have to justify, which will eventually lead to less burnout and enable in leading without worries and more stress. So I'm still thinking over it. I'm still absorbing it. Thank you so much for linking Indic wisdom to the leadership concept of today.
Reflection you shared. Anybody else who wants to share? If not, then let me, before I close the session, let me take a moment to thank Krishna sir. My takeaway from this session, although I did a lot of admin work, my still takeaway was there are a lot of reflection points that I'm taking away with me today. Starting with what I believed is the right thing to do, and what could also be the right thing to do is something that I'm going to sit with and think about. And I think all of us are taking away a lot of questions for us, which feels very personal to us, and we will continue to answer that for ourselves. But a big thank you and I think round of applause for Mr. Krishna for giving us this opportunity to think through, imagine, as well as come up with some answers for ourselves, and we will continue to get more answers for ourselves. Thank you so much, Krishna sir, for your valuable time. They say best gift to a human, it can be the gift of knowledge, although knowledge can be discovered, and you helped us discover something today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.